Hi, I'm David Allison, and I'm a volunteer with Ballet BC, and I'm here with Kirsten Wicklund from Ballet BC, and we're going to have a chat and just try and reconnect everybody to the family and get everybody just connected again. Kirsten, how's your day been?
It's been good. I'm here in our studios, and we've been back here at the dance center rehearsing and training and doing lots of things, actually.
I'm curious what you're rehearsing and where it's leading. Like, we know we're not going to get to see you on stage. By the way, I found seasons tickets from last year. Remember when we used to get to go on stage?
Yes.
On stage. What are you busy working on?
We've had a lot of different things we've been working on. Currently, we're kind of wrapping up setting Bedroom Folk, which has been in the company rep for a few years now, a work by Sharon Eyal. So we've kind of got a new group of dancers working on that, and it's going really well. It's piecing itself together, and so we've been working on that. We're also working on a piece by Medhi called Garden, and those are two pretty kind of meaty dance works. So we've been really focusing on those for now, and we're very lucky because we've been able to move towards this phase of touching and partnering. So that's been kind of an exciting, like, as of the last few weeks, development.
And so that's a process you had to go through, right? To get certified or something so that you're allowed to be a group and like a hockey team or something.
Yeah, exactly. So when we first came back, we were not allowed to touch, and things still are very strict. We're masked all day. But now we have been classified as, a professional bubble similar to a professional sports team. So we're now able to contact, like, for artistic purposes. We're not all going around, touching all the time like we used to kind of be, right? So we're touching to partner and to do run-throughs of pieces. And other than that, we're, staying as apart and as safe as we can be. We're so lucky to even have that privilege of that extra little step, because it makes such a huge difference. Like, what we do without touching is so weird to not be. Yeah.
Do you still rehearse or just like fake punching in the movies? Do you like kind of touch like where you're supposed to?
Yeah, we would kind of like, we would do all kind of weird things, like, spread out around the room and trying to make things work. And yeah, it's nice that we can now actually take that next step.
Yeah. I was thinking the other day about the word bubble and about how it's become just so normal to talk about, I have a big bubble, I have a small bubble, who's in your bubble? And now I've heard a new one, a professional bubble. I hadn't heard about professional bubbles before, but we all have bubbles now as part of the way we can describe how we're living our lives. It's what a crazy world we're in right now.
Yeah, it is. It's been wild. It's been very up and down. But we're very, very lucky, I think, to be able to at least rehearse in this way and be moving forward with our practice on a daily basis. Like, I just feel so grateful for that.
Well, and be able to be back together again. I mean, one of the things I know from the time I've spent with Ballet BC and coming to rehearsals and doing these salon chats and things is you guys are like one big organism. And it must have just been gut-wrenching not to be able to be together with the rest of your body. I mean, it's called the corps de ballet for a reason, right? I mean, it's a body of individuals that make a thing, and to be separated from that must have just been heart-wrenching.
Yeah, it has been really difficult. This whole process has been very, like, just a lot of different phases of, like, kind of grieving the loss of these works that we had worked really hard to kind of bring to life, and not being able to perform them, like, for program 3 was really devastating. And now, yeah, of course, it's a huge step that we're all together and is very filling, but I just still feel like such a big piece of me is missing, with, like, just personally, without us having that chance to share with a live audience. It's different. It's a different reality. And it's not that, we have to be accepting of this time that we're in and trying to accept what it is and what it provides us. But, like, a huge part of my heart feels kind of ripped out, not being able to be in a theater and have people come and share. Like, that's why we do it, to share with people. And so just a big kind of a limb missing, I think, to what we do.
Yeah. And big changes too. I mean, nobody's really had a chance to see Medhi, and I mean, I felt so sorry for both Medhi and Emily, like going off to start whole new things in the middle of all this whole new thing. And so Medhi's come in and he started to make his mark on the company and make it into the thing that he wants it to be. And then to not have that completion where people get to see it. Yeah, I can't imagine. You all are being so strong, getting there and doing this and working every day and pushing and making things happen. And I haven't been to see, but I know that you guys are still putting your heart and soul into everything that you do all day long. And bravo for keeping up the good fight.
Yeah, we're keeping it going. I mean, the one thing is that we all do this because we love it. So just doing it on a daily basis, we're all passionate about it. So regardless of whether there's that goal of being on stage, we're all just as committed to doing it, you know? But again, it's definitely something that I think we all miss, is being in that theater environment. And yeah, it's been a whirlwind, like with not having that closure of kind of celebrating Emily leaving and also celebrating Medhi coming, and you're just kind of thrown into this. But he's been so supportive of this time, and he's been so positive, and he's just really he's a good soul. He's a really good soul. Yeah, and he's just like working to make the most out of this and to also think ahead and get us like back to how we want to be doing this. And so it's been really wonderful having him here, and you know, like a new group. And
so this thing about not having an audience, this sense of completion, has to have changed the way you interact with each other as well, because it's a huge part of, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say 50% of the work you do is knowing that it's going to be seen by people. So with 50% of it gone, are you guys tighter or bitchier or like friendlier, or how has that affected the mood of the team, of the gang?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Like, I don't find that like personally, my approach is no different. Like, my approach is coming in here to prepare in the exact same way as if we were bringing this work to stage like tomorrow. That's how, you know, invested we all are. But at the same time, like, there isn't that lingering, like, kind of outside in the back of our mind, like, pressure of having that moment. So like I think that the like adrenaline or the kind of pressure of performance is eliminated. So I do think that it gives us a little bit of like wiggle room as we look at the works, like maybe the freedom to just take a little bit more time to investigate something together that we maybe wouldn't otherwise prioritize because we're kind of bringing something on stage.
And there's a deadline that has to happen because there's it's performance week, and so that lessening is maybe allowing you to bring more.
Yeah, I think that we've found more ways to look at the work and more ways to explore in the studio and to, you know, start to build a group dynamic too, because this is a very new group. We're all still getting to know each other, and so it's giving us a chance to kind of like find how our flow is. So that's been really, I guess, a positive to how we can work in the studio.
Well, I'm looking forward to future chats like this where I can meet some of the new dancers, because I haven't had a chance to meet anybody yet. And you know, we're going to go behind the scenes and watch some of the rehearsals live, and then have a chat with somebody that's sweaty, just coming right off the floor and over to the camera and have a chat. So we're going to do as many things as we can to make people feel like they're as connected as possible to the amazing stuff you guys are doing. So I have one last question before we close, because I know we're supposed to keep these short and sweet. All around the world, people are talking about how these new behaviors, this new sort of reality that we're dealing with, is affecting their memory. And I've been dying to ask you this question, because one of the things that impressed me so much the first few times I came to watch a rehearsal was how you guys have incredible memory for move, and you build phrases, you build sentences, you build entire dialogues based on memorizing these. So are your memories still intact?
I think so. I think like our memory like lives in our body. So even when we're revisiting old work, it's like you might not know initially, and then suddenly you'll like actually realize your body knows exactly what to do. You just need to kind of like catch up with it.
You almost turn off. You almost turn off, and it becomes automatic.
Yeah, I think so. Like there are times when we reset work and you're like, oh, I don't know this part. And then your body just kind of does it. So there's like just that, yeah, that muscle memory, I guess, is really powerful. And the amount of times that we are working on these pieces that we do, it like becomes so kind of ingrained in you. I have the sense I could probably, years later kind of remember or replicate little moments of different ballets that I've done. Probably like lives somewhere inside of us,
I think you're right. My husband Chris, one of much to his chagrin, I still remember every move and every song from the Mikado from my high school musicals. So
there you go. Much like that
is in me. I can still.
It is in you. It runs through your veins.
Well, it's been lovely chatting, and I hope everybody who's watching is going to join us, because we're going to do our darndest to make you feel like you're part of the family, because you are. And as Kirsten's explained, without the audience, there's a whole piece of this missing. So we're counting the days until we can get back in front of you and put on some show you some amazing things, the stuff that these guys are working diligently to preserve and move forward for the next phase, when we're all able to get back together and share in some amazing art again. So I guess that's it. We'll wrap up there. Thanks, Kirsten.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.